store in Virginia. But with Mr. Biden's poll numbers dropping, can he boost support for Democrat Terry McAuliffe, a former governor?
This election is about the next chapter of Virginia.
The president is the latest top Democrat to barnstorm in the state.
We're at a turning point right now.
Still, despite the high-powered help, McAuliffe is locked in a tight race against Republican Glenn Youngkin in a state that's recently gone blue.
We've got people flocking to our campaign. People walk up to me every minute and say, Glenn, I'm a lifelong Democrat. I'm voting for you.
The Republican businessman walking a fine line when it comes to the marquee name in his party, former President Trump. Mr. Trump endorsed Youngkin, but has not campaigned with him. McAuliffe is trying to link Youngkin to the former president, and it's working on some early voters. Why did you vote for Terry McAuliffe?
Because I'm supporting the Democrat this year. I didn't even look at the Republican candidate because of the last 4 years, honestly.
But Youngkin has gained ground by running attack ads highlighting this controversial McAuliffe comment, which McAuliffe insists was taken out of context.
I don't think parents should be telling schools what they should teach.
A strategy that could be resonating in the all-important suburbs, which Mr. Trump lost in 2020.
I'm going to vote for Youngkin. I think, with these school board meetings and everything like that, everything's in chaos.
And tonight, there are still voters who are undecided, including Democrat Christina Davis. Do you know who you're going to vote for Virginia governor?
I have no idea. I'm still up and down and seeing what people are really going to do and if they're true to their word.
And Kristen, there's late word tonight on that deal Democrats have been trying to work out on the president's spending plans. What do we know?
That's right, Lester. After some Democrats signaled an agreement could be imminent, the White House is lowering expectations tonight, saying there are still several issues to work through between moderates and progressives, including health care, taxes, and paid leave. Lester.
All right, Kristen Welker, thank you. Authorities here and in Europe have arrested 150 people in a big crackdown on illicit drug sales on part of the internet known as the darknet. More than 31 million in cash and cryptocurrency was seized in 14 states and 7 European countries. The suspects are accused of illegally selling fentanyl, oxycodone, and other dangerous drugs. In just 60 seconds, social media giants grilled in Congress on how to keep young people from harmful content. And in our special series, County to County, 3 very different views of the Republican Party. In the wake of that massive Facebook leak, top executives from other social media giants were on the hot seat before Congress today, facing tough questions about child safety on their platforms. We get more from Hallie Jackson.
For the first time tonight, reps from TikTok and Snapchat facing fiery questions from Congress.
Your parents, how can you allow this?
Those executives from platforms hugely popular with young teens defending their practices along with YouTube, arguing they protect kids and trying to separate themselves from Facebook.
TikTok is not a social network based on followers.
Snapchat was a decidedly different platform where people could come and actually talk to the friends that they have in real life.
And we do not support features such as comments or live chat.
Lawmakers looking for more.
Being different from Facebook is not a defense. That bar is in the gutter.
Congress could put in place stricter privacy laws and other protections for kids and teens. For example, banning like buttons and autoplay, requiring platforms have a way to flag harmful content, and preventing websites from promoting influencer ads to young teens.
We're open to getting feedback from outside experts and policymakers and parents about ways we can improve.
We are constantly trying to balance the freedom of expression with being responsible.
Some senators looking for a stronger commitment to support specific legislation.
This bill's been out there for years, and you still don't have a view on it.
Even though there's rare bipartisan unity on this, the question is what specifically will Congress do and when, with Senator Blumenthal telling NBC News action may take a matter of months. Lester.
Hallie Jackson, thank you. Now to the major project launching across our NBC News platforms. Over the course of the next year, we're taking the pulse of the American voter by focusing on 7 new counties in 7 key battleground states. Tonight, Ellison Barbara and Dasha Burns take us to red counties where former President Trump is looming large over the 2022 midterms and possibly beyond.
We're in Chattooga County, Georgia.
This is New York-style pizza, strictly.
Steve Pledger brought a slice of the big city with his pizza shop here.
I love to go to Manhattan.
But the one thing he could do without liberal politics.
Today's world, I'm a Republican.
The kind of voter Republicans are counting on to take back Congress. Steve voted twice for President Trump. A recent NBC News poll showing 77% of GOP voters have a positive view of the former president. Just 12% view him negatively.
How strong is the Trump train here?
It's strong. It's strong.
In 2016, then President Trump won this deeply evangelical county with 78% of the vote. In 2020, it climbed to 80%.
My faith, it influences the way that I vote. It really does. If a Republican come out and said that they were pro-choice, he's off my list. He gone.
The GOP is red hot in areas like this, but to win, they also have to keep new Republicans in places like Luzerne County, Pennsylvania. Dasha Burns is there. A lot has changed here since Barack Obama sat on this very stool in 2008. Luzerne County had elected Democrats since 1988, but that all changed in 2016 when Trump won here by double digits.
We used the excavator either.
Norb Dotzel's family has been working Luzerne County soil for decades. He says Democrats lost this blue-collar county because they're focused on the wrong issues.
Diesel fuel prices are through the roof, and they're not stopping. You can't get truck tires. Even though I hate to raise my prices, I have to.
If the signs are any indication, Trump's support here has not wavered much.
How much do you think he's going to influence what happens?
I think big time. Yeah, I think he's going to be a big influence.
Then there's Delaware County, Ohio, where Trump's lead narrowed in 2020 and where we met Tom Fortunato. He has Parkinson's and says the push to scrap Obamacare and its protections for pre-existing conditions pushed him away from the GOP.
That would have been a tragedy for a lot of people.
The midterms now a test for the party and its voters.
I'm going to monitor the 2022 and see what the reaction is and how far they've distanced themselves from President Trump.
But with many Republicans hoping for Mr. Trump to make a comeback, could the GOP bounce back without him? Dasha Burns, NBC News, Delaware County, Ohio.
And you can see more reporting in our County to County series all this week across our NBC News platforms. And up next, the new face of air travel. There are new concerns about the health of Queen Elizabeth. Buckingham Palace announcing she will no longer travel to the UN climate change